Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something potentially huge, Apple's reported move into AI-powered search.
Yeah, this is definitely more than just a rumor.
Right. It feels like it could really change how basically everyone finds information online. It affects pretty much anyone using tech today.
Exactly. We're
Yeah.
talking about a potential major challenge to, Google's dominance. It's been reported, notably in the Australian Financial Review, that Apple's actually making some serious moves here.
Okay, so our mission today, our deep dive, is really to unpack why this matters so much, why Apple might do this, what it means for search, for tech, basically what you need to understand about these potential shifts.
Sounds good.
So let's just dive right in.
Mm.
Apple jumping into search. I mean, Google has such a lock on that market. What's the strategy? Why now?
Well, a lot of it seemed to come down to Apple's whole approach,
Yeah.
the tightly controlled user experience. The reports suggest it's a strategic pivot,
A pivot? How so?
using AI to build search right into their ecosystem. They've got the iPhones, the Macs, the software. Imagine search just woven into all of that seamlessly.
Right, making it just another effortless part of using an Apple device. And, well, it also helps them rely less on competitors, doesn't it?
Precisely. Google pays Apple a fortune to be the default search, but they're still competitors. Building their own search engine gives Apple much more independence.
And potentially much better personalization because they know so much about how you use their devices.
That's a huge potential advantage. Tailored results, streamlined usability, and then there's the privacy angle.
Ah, yes, Apple's big focus.
Exactly. In a world where people are getting more concerned about data, Apple could market its search as the privacy first option. That's a powerful differentiator.
It really is. Okay, so let's just quickly set the stage. Google, they've been the king of search for, gosh, decades now.
Since '98, basically. Their algorithms are incredibly complex. They've literally shaped how we use the internet. And their whole advertising empire is built on that search dominance. It powers so much of the web's economy.
So Apple even thinking about entering this space, especially with AI transforming everything, it's a big deal.
The very big deal.
So why are they exploring this right now? What are the key drivers?
Well, we touched on one.
Mm.
Reducing that dependency on Google. That's massive from a strategic control perspective.
Sure.
Second, AI has just advanced so rapidly. It makes building truly smart, intuitive search tools actually feasible now, not just keyword matching.
So AI is the enabling technology here, really.
Absolutely. It lets a search engine understand intent, the meaning behind your question, not just the words. That leads to potentially much better results.
Okay, dependency, AI advancements, what
See,
of them?
the privacy focus we mentioned,
Yeah.
it aligns perfectly with their brand and hits a growing consumer nerve.
Right.
And finally, it's about competitive advantage. In this crowded market, offering a seamless, private, AI-powered search integrated across all your Apple devices, that's a compelling, unique selling proposition.
They certainly have the resources and the user base to make a splash if they get it right.
No question. They could genuinely redefine what people expect from search.
Okay, so that's the why. What's the reaction been like? What are experts saying? And what about the public?
Experts seem pretty optimistic, many of them anyway. Some are calling it a potential turning point.
A turning point. Wow.
Yeah, the idea is that Apple's ecosystem, the phones, computers, iCloud, all interconnected, gives them this unique foundation for a really cohesive personal search experience.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that privacy commitment is seen as a major plus, given how worried people are about data security.
But it's not all positive vibes, is it? I've seen some skepticism online.
Definitely not all positive. Public reaction is, well, it's mixed. There's excitement, sure, but also real concerns.
Like what specifically?
Data privacy is a big one, ironically. Even with Apple's track record, people wonder how they'll handle the sheer volume of data needed for good AI search.
Mm.
Can they really do it privately?
That's fair. And the whole big tech getting bigger argument must be coming up too.
Absolutely. Worries about monopolization, whether this just concentrates even more power in the hands of a few giant companies. Does it stifle competition down the line?
And what about the AI itself? Bias, transparency.
Exactly. Questions about fairness. Will the algorithms be biased? How transparent will Apple be about how results are ranked? These aren't trivial issues.
No, they're critical. Apple really needs to nail the messaging and the execution on those points to win people over.
They absolutely do. Trust is paramount here.
So, stepping back, If Apple pulls this off, launches this AI search engine, what are the wider ripples? What does it mean for the tech industry overall?
But the implications could be pretty far-reaching. First, it could just completely reset the standards for search.
How so?
If Apple integrates AI well, makes it user-friendly, and delivers on privacy, that becomes the new benchmark. Everyone else, Google, Microsoft, might have to raise their game in terms of personalization, design, data protection.
And the advertising model, Google's bread and butter.
That's probably the biggest potential disruption. If Apple siphons off even a decent chunk of search queries, especially from valuable iOS users, that puts direct pressure on Google's ad revenue.
Could it force a shift towards different models? More privacy-focused ads, maybe?
It could definitely accelerate that trend. Maybe more contextual advertising, maybe even subscription models gain more traction. It could fundamentally alter the economics.
Wow. And competition usually spurs innovation, right?
You'd expect so. Apple entering the fray would likely light a fire under Google, Microsoft, Amazon, pushing them to innovate faster in AI, not just in search, but across the board.
So potentially good for consumers in the long run. More choice, better products.
That's the hope. More competition can lead to better experiences and empower users with more options.
Okay, so looking at the public again, you said it's mixed. Excitement about better AI search.
Yeah, lots of people are genuinely excited about the idea of search that, gets them more tailored, context-aware results that save time and effort. The potential for smarter interactions is appealing.
But the flip side, the worries about misinformation, bias, those are real.
Very real. How does an AI search engine deal with fake news? How do you prevent algorithms from creating echo chambers or reinforcing harmful stereotypes? These are huge societal questions, not just technical ones.
And people are probably thinking about the everyday impacts too, like shopping, news, smart homes.
Oh, for sure. You see chatter online about, will my shopping results be biased? Will my news feed change? How will this integrate with Siri or my HomePod? And yeah, the role of AI search in either combating or potentially spreading misinformation is a major threat.
It really feels like we're standing at a potential crossroads then. This isn't just a new app or feature.
No, it's much bigger than that. Apple's potential move here could fundamentally change our relationship with information itself.
If they can merge AI with that ecosystem effectively.
They could redefine search, but, and it's a big but, it all hinges on tackling those tough issues. Privacy, transparency, fairness.
Get those wrong and it could backfire.
Massively. But if they get it right, if they deliver something truly innovative and user-centric, it could really kick off a whole new wave of competition and innovation in tech.
So the big question hanging in the air is this the start of a whole new era in the rivalry between these tech giants?
It certainly could be. It has that potential.
Okay, fascinating stuff. So just to wrap up our deep dive today, Apple possibly developing an AI search engine is a really significant move. It stems from their core strategy, huge leaps in AI tech, and that strong focus on privacy.
Right. And it stands to directly challenge Google and potentially reshape how all of us find information in the future.
Definitely something to watch closely.
Absolutely. And maybe here's a final thought to leave you with. We know Apple likes to offer a very curated, polished experience, right? Everything fits neatly together.
The walled garden idea sometimes.
Exactly. So how might an Apple-designed search engine change your actual experience of discovering information compared to the, let's say, wider, sometimes messier open web approach of Google? Would you prefer that more curated feel? What trade-offs maybe between that tailored experience and the sheer breadth of the open internet would you be okay with?
That's a really interesting question to ponder. What does search look like inside the Apple garden? Definitely food for thought.